need doctor say everything education minister or boy tomorrow.
Okay.
Now you champagne carry only give you more something na over. What about them so? Man go check it come if you go to I don't know much about me to and then the person is to go on my to do that. Yeah, my couldn't get I did I wouldn't get it for me to mama for I let them oh president no kwenda ndi vote maker e wo mai ma chara ka tawo jam ya da mo akwanya no media kunyano sanani metiti e wo social media ba bi ndi ni bi se ya ka policy bi ala ka tawo ya kwa ya policy wala tell say wo ya kwa ya policy wo mani e na me ba da ndi for communicate for ki bi ala say abi ya policy ni ko bi awa.
Hello, good morning. Okay, I may have to end the phone line here because when it happens this way, it doesn't foster the communication. Okay, yeah, hello. Yeah, that could be.
Kaka me can say. Nana Kufa no offering. That could piano move free muda. Who's there no about economy? In a work no fast here, I'm a quarter. Until you meet me more Bosia. Minia, young call my car so much. Sit the full as a local blood for bank. If you be a sack. Now, if you send out your be. Now, come back with him to bank. I said, they'll go Dr. Burmia. And the local friend Dr. Burmia, and you know, go for what? Pensionio, Nisika, the Santoso. And now, old Tonro. And no coffee. So
unfortunately we can't pick any further calls. Let me do a quick turnaround. My guest, both of them are in the studio, so let me do a quick turnaround and I'll be back.
Give me 30 seconds. Let me mention some of the notable things Akufo-Addo said, which today he has not lived up to, and he thinks we've forgotten. He needs a quick reminder that this thing has to stop. 1, I shall protect the public purse. That is, he's been defeated. 2, I'm too old to steal your money. I have my money already. Well, now he's become very rich as a result of coming to office. 3, Yetisikaso, so come DN. 4, try me and see. 5, I'm not corrupt and will never be corrupt. Now lie. 6, I can develop Ghana without borrowing money from anywhere. The money is here. 7, I will fight corruption with the ANAS principle. Is that true? 10, I will make the Kole Lagoon and Odo River a tourist site. 11, I will build a factory in every district. 12, I will give each constituency 1 million every year. 13, I will arrest the dollar. The dollar has arrested him. 14, the hikes in fuel prices will be a thing of the past. No. 16, I will make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. 16,
we vote you we kill to vote you and give you power for you to come and impact our life constructively. We give you mandate, we give you our taxes. After that, you abuse it, you misuse it, you mismanage it, and you come back to us and say, pay more taxes. We pay the taxes, and after that, you come back and say, now, give me your savings. But still, I'm going to be riding my V8. I'm still going to be flying my business class. I'm still going to be keeping my SOEs at increase from 86 to 177 with very little to nothing to show for it. We have increased public sector compensation by 308%. So you want me to pay for that lifestyle that you want to have to fulfill your own political and whatever it is, but yes, still you now want to come and chop my savings, my investments that I just use to sustain my family. Master, why do individuals and Ghanaians always have to be at the raw end of the misdealings of politicians? I think we've had enough. They always keep creating a mess, and when they create a mess, they come to ask for us to pay. And we've been doing it. You run down to, you come and say, let's pay debt recovery levy. You run down the energy sector, you come and say, let's pay energy sector levies act. You mismanage what they call the debt fund, and the next minute you say we should do dirty bonds, and we all have to pay for it. You keep messing up every time, and every time Ghanaians will always have to come and pay. Now we are paying with our taxes. You want us to pay with our savings? How insensitive can you be?
Imagine that you've accomplished your largest goal in life. A hero's journey begins with a step. Setbacks are part of the journey. As positive environment turns toxic, as what you love doing transitions to what scares you, as your dreams, making it a reality, stresses you, doing your best to move from rags to riches. 2 hours of decluttering your being and marshalling your life. Your working under pressure will one day be with pleasure. Stay with me, NY Jojo Green, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and repeat on Sunday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. on Moments of Glory. Get inspired by some known and silent personalities who moved from rags to riches, from disadvantaged to advantage. Learn from their adventures, fused with some inspirational tunes. You can share your moments with us too via SMS and calls on 0246 721 818. Moments of Glory. Share your moments.
Anadem, football from around the world. Fili on HD Plus from 17 January 2023. Score HD is available only on HD Plus channel 151.
Provident Insurance.
Hooray! Provident Insurance is 40 years. Provident Insurance welcomes you to a new year. Remember to insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance policy from now to the 31st of March and get free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs. Rush for insurance cover now. Terms and conditions apply.
Provident Insurance, your future happy days.
With Provident, man, you are covered.
Hey there, looking for a great companionship on radio after a stressful day at work? Looking for the right type of music and vibes as you drive your way back home?
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, we've got you on a total lockdown. Tune into the Ultimate Drive with myself, Mr. Berry, and NY Jojo Green. It's all new, refreshing, engaging, and rewarding. Catch us every weekday from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we bring you great tunes with refreshing vibes and conversations live on Ultimate 106.9 FM.
Get to know about what's happening on social media, exclusive interviews, chats, and content. Then sit tight as we serve you with the latest hot gossips about your favorite celebrities from around the world.
Well, Kanye West has come forward with some interesting claims regarding Aaliyah's death. And this time, his allegations are more serious than ever.
The conversation gets interesting when you engage us on our socials. Twitter, I'm at NY_J Green.
At Mr. Berry _GH.
Or via WhatsApp 0246 721 818. So guys, hop on, buckle up, and keep it tight for a smooth ride.
The ultimate car wash.
The car wash in a new year.
Venue is the B Basto Washing Bay at Amekom, adjacent TI Amas, and near Welcome Home.
Saturday, 25th of February 2023 from 8 a.m.
So we have washed all cars. Come and let me give your car a good massage.
If it's a taxi, a private car, a trotro, or any car you have, come display your latest car models and let's reward you. Do make a date and tell a friend to tell a friend.
Ladies will be treated to manicure, pedicure with good music in the atmosphere.
It's the Ultimate Car Wash, brought to you by Ultimate 106.9 FM with support from
Ebusian FM, Ago TV, and GH1 TV.
The Ultimate Car Wash is sponsored by Provident Insurance.
Insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance policy from now to the 31st of March and get free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs.
Provident Insurance, your future happy days.
With Provident, man, you are covered.
Pass Knowledge Natural Healthcare offers treatments for the following illness: weight management services, fat belly treatment, sexual weakness, prostate treatment, penis enlargement, and bigger butts. Locate us here in the Ashanti region, Bantama, near Konfanochi Teaching Hospital Runabout, behind Medela, Bebiani. Same building with Sehuman Rural Bank, Accra, La Paz, Nyamiche Junction. Call us on 0557 738 555. Parasker, quality healthcare. PKB Group of Companies, dealers in brand new car batteries and tires of all sizes. Locate us opposite Tafo Muslims Cemetery, Oforikrum Trotro Station off the Tech Road, Ashdown, Main Street, Magazine, Tafo New Road, and Santase near Panacea Pharmacy. Also available at PKB are quality doors made in Turkey. It comes in all colors and various designs. Call us on 0209 170 030.
The ultimate car wash.
See ya!
It's free!
English Premier League, Eshe goals and Ra. Sound Pump, Southampton 1, Brenton 3. 2 nights at 3, no? It's a 2.
EHAB brings you the most anticipated Valentine comedy show featuring Dan Latte, Felicia, Jomo Atopa, Kweku 40, Papayao, and Ojo.
Was a no smart name, my guy, was here on one man. Please don't laugh.
Music by Kankam, Zia the Songbird, and Twice Africana. Saturday, 11 February 2023. Live event center at the Kumasi City Mall, food court, 6:30 p.m. sharp. Everybody did there. Where they can't laugh now. Tickets cost 100 Ghana cedis regular, 180 Ghana cedis couple, VIP couple, 300 Ghana cedis flat. Grab your tickets now at Opoku Trading Supermarket, Ultimate FM, Radio 1, and Akuma FM. For ticket reservations, call 0244 997757. Brought to you by EHAB and sponsored by wakanow.com. Wakanow is right here in Kumasi, the only one-stop shop for all your travel needs. Locate us within the Hotel de Texas building at Asukwa. Wakanow, Fine Boy Shawarma, Raj Fashion, MSAP Music and IT Services, Wache Abrantie, Kenyo 221 Apparel. See you there.
Hi there. Hi there. Join your girls on Radio SB
and Dacha Hima on Ultimate Branch, Ultimate 106.9 FM as we have fun. Give you all the information on the happenings in the showbiz industry.
How do you feel about the love that Ghana seems to be receiving on an international level? Everybody want to go to Ghana, you know, Dirty December.
Out and about from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Let's get interactive on the show where you send your voice notes, messages, calls via our phone lines 0246 721 818. Let's get interactive over there and let's keep you company whilst you go about your busy schedule in the morning. Let's have a date every weekday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. See ya.
The ultimate car wash.
The car wash in a new year.
Venue is the B Basto Washing Bay at Amakom, adjacent TI Amas, and near Welcome Home.
Saturday, 25th of February 2023 from 8 a.m.
We have washed all cars. Come and let me give your car a good massage.
If it's a taxi, a private car, a trotro, or any car you have, come display your latest car models and let's reward you. Do make a date and tell a friend to tell a friend.
Ladies will be treated to manicure, pedicure with good music in the atmosphere.
It's the ultimate car wash brought to you by Ultimate 106.9 FM with support from
Ebusian FM, Ago TV, and GH1 TV.
The ultimate car wash is sponsored by Provident Insurance.
Insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance policy from now to the 31st of March and get free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs.
Provident Insurance, your future happy day.
With Provident, man, you are covered.
Past Knowledge Natural Healthcare offers treatments for the following illness: weight management services, fat belly treatment, sexual weakness, prostate treatment, penis enlargement, and bigger butts. Locate us here in the Ashanti region, Bantama, near Konfanochi Teaching Hospital Runabout, behind Medela, Bebiani. Same building with Sehuman Rural Bank, Accra, La Paz, Nyamiche Junction. Call us on 0557 738 555. Parasker, quality healthcare. PKB Group of Companies, dealers in brand new car batteries and tires of all sizes. Locate us opposite Tafo Muslims Cemetery, Oforikrom Trotro Station off the Tech Road, Ashdown, Main Street, Magazine, Tafo New Road, and Santase near Panacea Pharmacy. Also available at PKB are quality doors made in Turkey. It comes in all colors and various designs. Call us on 0209 170 030.
The ultimate car wash.
See ya.
It's free.
Well, we'd like to see you there at the B Basto Washing Bay. Arambakoma Jason the TI Amas, and yeah, welcome home. I'll give you much details about this particular car wash. You should be there. It's happening on the 25th of February 2023. But as I told you, my guest, both of them are seated here. Joa Painting belongs to the NDC. They are in opposition. Lately, he's been traveling to Accra. I don't know whether Asirin Ketia has been calling him and wanting to give him some position, because within the MDC, they are changing positions and bringing people left, right, center. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Senior.
Why? Has Asirin Ketia been calling you to Accra?
Oh no, it was a family issue that sent me to Accra. But
okay.
If any other time my national chairman calls me for any privileged portfolio, I will accordingly take it and then serve the interest.
He will not consult you. He will just put you.
I don't have any problems. Even if I have to go and sue the national head office, any other thing that I will do for them, this is Get Political Authority 2025. I will do any other work. Sure.
Hey, you need to. Any other work
anyway, is quite I think for sure, let me you know, the NDC, we are law abiding, so I believe that whatever portfolio they are going to give me, they have legal backing. So okay, let me put it where I think any legally sanctioned work that I will do for the NDC to restore political authority in 2025. I will do, because
I've heard the Swami Youth organizer in a video.
Unfortunately, my brother Mosquito, and then yesterday on a platform that we on it, I heard it, and then right now, homecoming, my youth organizer sent me a voice note in Malam, Osman Abali. I'm here to play it and then listen to it, but for sure, I know that it's sometimes related to it. We just hope and pray that the regional youth authority will just hold on this matter and then resolve it amicably. I know him. He's harmless. He's harmless. Yeah, he's not somebody that. Sure.
From the words I heard him talk and say there, Charlie.
Because he's someone I know personally, so I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know personally, but it is words that I know.
I know him personally, and then, you know, at times situations may make you utter words that upon hindsight you wouldn't have uttered them.
Okay.
So I'll just plead the authorities just to, I think, temper mercy with justice and then give him the leeway. Maybe you caution him, and the next time you won't assess.
We'll see about that. It's a subject matter we'll be getting into in detail sometime tomorrow. But Bright Nyampong is here. Last week he was here. He's an Obuasi boy. If you go to Obuasi West, he's the youth organizer there. He communicates for the party as well. And I think it's a deputy NADMO director as well. He's a big man. Small in fees, big in bones and big in everything. Right, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
And how are you?
By the grace of God.
You are enjoying it. Is that your purse?
I believe we are spending more than we are getting. It's not easy. I mean, sometimes driving all the way from Obuasi to Kumasi for the purpose of communicating for the government. So sometimes you need to consider that one too, and then just oppose with it, and you come to realize that you are getting little, but rather spending more on how people can, hear about what the government is doing and certain things that we all need to clarify. So we are not enjoying. Senior, I'm enjoying you get to see it yourself.
I'll get to see it.
Yeah, you get to see it yourself.
You want to feel it.
You have the feeling. I like it. You need to have the feel.
Yeah. I like the second part.
Not just seeing it.
But I hope you are doing well.
But I guess on a more serious note about this Swami guy issue, I know it's not part of our topic to discuss. But I was quite okay about how my brother was pleading with the authority. You see, sometimes if you want to show the good people of Ghana that when you have the power, you do something different. You start from now. Somebody who has stood before a media telling the good people of Ghana that as for us, we are ready to kill to win power. And even our national leaders that has been elected support us on this particular agenda. what kind of frustration will make you speak like this? Ill words like this. But when we get the opportunity, because the person belongs to us, we have to do everything possible to protect that person.
Yeah, he says it's not like that.
He's not like that. But before the media, we seem to be like that. Words alone, why do you even have to link this one to your national leaders? Why do you have to go to that extent?
They will shoot.
That the national leaders are in support with this.
We'll deal with that.
Come on. So our brother constituency you to organize, I'm equally holding the same position as you are.
Yeah.
That manner.
Yeah.
Come out with cutlasses, woods and stuff.
Yeah,
if it's about killing to make sure that your party comes to power.
Yeah, they have to do
at the expense of somebody's life.
But
such a person is a constituency to organize.
The president did that and the country has sat quiet.
The president did that. You saw the president preaching this comment to people.
Well, he says
he saw the president on the ground.
That the president did that.
He saw the president on that ground.
Well, you have to answer.
Preaching this kind of comment to people that go there and then kill yourself. I mean, it's very ridiculous. Why do you have to go to that extent as a youth? Yet you behave as if you want the betterment of this nation. Then the youth that you are managing, this is the kind of treatment you are giving to them. Does he even deserve to be a leader in the first place? Not any leader at all, holding any different position at all, youth position.
Yeah.
For that matter. This is madness, Caesar. And we don't need to tolerate this or celebrate this kind of behavior. I mean, what pains me a lot is linking this one to your national leaders. That with what you are doing, even they are in the support with it. That go ahead, allow people to go and kill, all in the name of power, for somebody's father and mother. Oh my goodness!
Tomorrow, that's a subject because we didn't want to be derailed with that and other happenings. But tomorrow, we're going to plug into that conversation. And if you hear the words in them, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I think the NDC need to call him to order.
Caesar is said to be arrested by him. I don't know if the guy is still moving around. They should arrest him and then prosecute him for about 15 good years in jail.
Oh, really?
And it will serve as an example to some of us that you cannot just speak on radio or TV anyhow. I mean, why do you have to be tolerating this?
You have made Joe is now quiet.
Oh, but you know that what this guy did is very wrong. And I don't want to expect him to say you'll be doing something to defend the attitude that he's demonstrating.
Okay. Let's get into the issues for today. And it's got to do the debt exchange program. It's got to do with the NPP not having a message. That is some statement more or less coming from one of the leading members of the party. He's been talking about challenges of the day. But even before we cross that head, to get to the challenges of the NPP, the IMF bailout, the finance minister, he has been speaking. He says, Charlie, we need it to the pensioners and all of that. Charlie, you are crying there, but we're in a crisis. We don't want the economy to crash. We need it. But Olusegun Obasanjo, he's been talking, and yesterday he said something quite interesting. I don't know how you interpreted it, but it looks like he's speaking to the president of this particular land. And he was at the Kofi Annan training school where he said this. I'm going to play that short 1 minute, some few seconds audio. You get the opportunity to listen to what he said. It just sits into the conversation we're going to have today. If indeed the leader is clueless. I'm talking about the leader, His Excellency Anadem Akufo-Addo, about the economy. Reason perhaps when people are complaining about raising issues about the economy, there seems to be a lack of movement as it is against some of these things. This is Olusegun Obasanjo, former president of Nigeria.
Most of our leaders don't understand economy, and that is a disaster. We sat down, as Greg said last night, listening to one of the politicians in this country, telling all the story of how Ghana got to the position it is now, economically. And you will be wondering, well, what was going on when all this was happening? What was going on? How did you allow it to get to this stage? Is somebody not really understanding where it will lead us? And of course, if you think of Ghana, when you finish talking to us, I say, where you put Ghana? Remove Ghana and put Nigeria. That's the situation we have in my own country as well. And less than 20 years ago, we got our debt from $36 billion to $3.6 billion. We got debt relief, the balance we pay, and we had a quantum debt of $3.6 billion. Today is over $50 billion. Here you have $37 billion, internal and external. It's unsustainable. Now, if our leaders don't understand this, then we are doomed. And the security doesn't matter what we talk about security. We are not going to get there.
So that's the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. There. Joe, let me begin with you. Today marks or is the deadline for the domestic debt exchange program.
Sure.
And yesterday, the finance minister even had to address Ghanaians. And even before that, he also engaged the pensioner, those who had got bonds, They had tried several to meet the finance minister. It didn't yield any results. They claim and say they are bent on picketing until they are exempted totally. Yesterday, they met the finance minister, but the finance minister's message to them is, we're in a difficult place. The economy now is in crisis. It could crash.
Sure.
If we don't take some of the measures we are taking today. Government is that confident that by March, some positives should happen. The president has been talking about that. The finance minister himself has been talking about that. Who goes up?
Well, thank you very much, Senior. And then my regards to my brother Bright. I've been saying, Senior, Bright uttered a word that I think is most unpalatable, because for you to describe what he said as madness, I think it's too strong a word on radio. And especially he coming from a party that has similar backgrounds. You've seen the MPP, non-member of the MPP has ever uttered that maybe people should go and maim and kill. But if not for anything, Kennedy Japan, he's a member of parliament. He declared pogrom against service when he said that Ashantis in Kumasi must start holding cudgels and then machetes and then start mutilating others. He said it. He was arrested. Later, he was freed. The same thing, lead up to Mr. Akufo-Addo becoming president. What happened? Even persons who even disagreed with him. We saw what happened to Mr. Kwame Japan and Mr. Sami Krab and then Mr. Polafoko. So please, I will never condone such acts, and I will never be a party to any acts of let's say hooliganism, or like you building up hoodlums and then bandits in a political party. I don't belong to that. I believe in the rule of law, that every other thing, whatever be it, and what he said to an extent is a fact, because 8 people were killed during the 2020 elections. As up till now, investigations have not been occasioned. We don't really know the perpetrators of such heinous crime. So no matter what he said, I do believe that my brother can't describe him as mad. I think it's too strong a word. So respectfully, if it's time, I believe Senior Caesar, please just allow him to draw that statement. Whatever that he said is his opinion, but for him to insult my brother, I think it's too harsh for him to describe insult him this morning. So with that, I believe it's harsh. But Senior, you've seen one thing. Mr. Akufo-Addo and his family, they have to respect Ghanaians. They have to give a modicum of respect to Ghanaians. And then you've seen, when we started last year, I told you point blank that Ken Ofori-Atta will end the term with Mr. Akufo-Addo. Because I said that no matter what the MPs did, he was not going to be sacked. So, Senior, you asked a very fine question. You said, how did we end here? I have sat here and I've nominated the many buildings that this government have gone out to secure. And then just oppose that to the infrastructure or the developmental projects that they've invested in. And then you could see that there is a discorrelation. It doesn't even correlate in any other way. So the first thing, on the 7th of December 2017, Mr. Akufo-Addo, you promised a lot during the 2016 electioneering period. Ghanaians had trust in you, they voted for you. You came back. At that time, the Economic Intelligence Unit had projected and predicted that by the second quarter of 2017, the Ghanaian economy was going to grow by at least 8%. Indeed, it came to pass. This had nothing to do with any policy or program that Mr. Akufo-Addo and his people had promulgated. It came to pass. The reckless borrowing and the expenditure started coming. Like, senior, I will sit here and tell you, Fresh Secretariat, tell me one single importance of that Secretariat that you have to demarcate or sort of establish this Secretariat, employ people, give them project vehicles, almost all these allowances, whatever. I mean, it's superfluous. Let me just put it in that way. Because one thing is, the Ghana Education Service over the years, they have managed successfully the education system in Ghana here. Indeed, both whatever sector, the first secretary, what do they do? You just allocate students to school and then you make sure that you provide them with food. The GS had been doing it ever since. We have been told that the headmasters, you give them perishables, like give them money to buy perishables, and then the buffer store company gives them the foodstuffs. So is this something that the GS couldn't have done? That's still we have to build whatever. We have to build an establishment for it. Come to one day, one factory. As until now, they are already piloting. Go here, this factory is here. Go here, this factory is there. And there's this incident. A respected person in the MPP that I watched him on Metro TV, who said of a watermelon company that was functioning, only for the guys to go there and then see an abandoned building with weeds all over. He said on Metro TV and then gave this lie. So you see, senior, they caused it. What is one factory, senior? Just tell me a single project that these people, the secretariat has done, which didn't fall in the existing ministries or agencies. Ministry for Special Initiatives. You go, you procure ambulances. It's something that is already the health ministry. They've been doing it. So, senior, you know, if you come to power and you tend to create duplicitous portfolios, surely that people will think that you've created jobs for them. So as your guys will also get jobs for you to pay them at the end of the month. That is it. Because you go, you borrow, you come, you go borrow, you come and consume. You borrow, come and consume. Whatever be it, it will head you into a ditch. Because if not for any other thing, I can show you 2 projects. Mr. Mahama borrowed to build a Terminal 3. I tell you that today, the Terminal 3 is able to raise money that can fight the debt and at least sustain itself. A Chiabo gas plant, the same thing. You know, when you go borrow, invest them in projects that in the long run, the projects indeed can't even fend for themselves. You don't do that. The only thing that you know is you go borrow, you come and then you create duplicitous roles for people just to create roles for people just to spend. You've seen for the first time, Samuel Hosi. I think you saw Samuel Hosi on Joy TV. He made a point blank that he voted for Mr. Akufo-Addo. And you could see the anguish and the pains when he was talking and then paneling the table or whatever, the console with his hands. You could see that the guy is pained. You came and you've increased the state-owned enterprises over 86. Of all this already, we have a public sector that is more functioning. That is a fact. If you, this whole country, if indeed you want to consider the side that is of high productivity, it's the private sector. We know that many of these public servants, they don't just go there, they do nothing. I don't know, man, they go, they take their money. You come and you keep on increasing. These civil servants, today, this guy has been employed, today, this, I mean, all these things. Don't forget one thing. Once that you employ them, you have to pay salaries, you pay allowances, and almost all these purposes that they have to enjoy too is at the expense of the state. Even let's put all these things aside. Just look at the presidency. You came, and then for the first time, Mr. Mahama never even had ministers that were up to 100. You came, you gave us 125 ministers. You were criticized. Akufo-Addo said, no, I won't listen to you. Until Ghanaians showed him in the elections of 2020, then he realized that, no, these people, I think what they told me, I have to change. What happened? You reduce the ministers and then the ministries. Today, you are being told that if indeed you are telling bondholders whose bonds have matured, because there's a fact, yesterday, 4.1 billion cedis, it got matured that they couldn't even raise money to pay them. So right now, you are just telling investors to roll over. And then if an investor has to roll over a bond, it should be agreed. See, I believe you understand my point. Once that is the period is due, give the person his due.
Yeah.
Because indeed, for all these years, you cannot even 4.1 billion. It's right now in a decade that you have to go raise money and come and pay. So you come and then you guzzle funds. Just needless expenditure. Just look, you telling me that the government of Ghana has assisted an IMF program, And then once a Kenke watch a party, senior, I believe you've seen, no, I won't utter that word. You've seen, at times, you have to be decorous when you are speaking. Because you become too emotional and then you might utter words that is not palatable.
You don't need to be emotional.
Sure.
That is what the Deputy Finance Minister is saying. When you're having conversations on matters of the bond and the IMF and the domestic debt exchange program, don't be emotional. Deal with the issues.
Sure, senior. I won't be. But senior, money is blood. So any matter that bothers somebody, emotions will trigger.
Yeah.
Because senior, you see, somebody has worked. He himself, he has worked as a public servant. And then the only reason why many people patronize government bonds is the low, the low risk attached to it. Because the fact, on any other day, everybody will feel secure going to purchase a government bond.
But that does not mean no risk as well.
Sure, senior, I say low risk.
Yes,
low.
But that does not mean no risk.
Thank you very much.
The bondholders also appreciate the times we find ourselves in.
Good, senior. And then they will appreciate the times when you yourself, they see you that the austerity that you are preaching, you are living a frugal life.
Okay.
Because first thing, reduce your ministers, you say no. Cut down expenditure, you say no. There was this cosmetic proposal that the finance minister gave that SOEs and the ministers within their inter travels, they use the saloon cars, and those that they are traveling outside, the intra travels that they are going to use their 4-wheel drives, and then they were going to regulate the number of these VAs and a whole lot. Of late, the president traveled. People could count as many as 78 vehicles in one convoy of the president. So, senior, what are you telling me? If my father tells me that we are in an austerity period and I hear that my father versus a pop, excuse my language, and go there to lavish money on alcohol and on ladies, for sure that father isn't responsible.
Okay.
And there's no way that the kids will understand you.
So, are you suggesting government is not navigating through these crises professionally and properly?
Senior, the first thing is they lack consultation, and that's their problem. E-levy should have, at least they should have taught them some wisdom in that. Then whatever be it, their stakeholders, first of all, consult them. Let them have a fair grounds. Let them express their opinions. And first of all, apologize to them for the situation that they find themselves.
Okay.
But almost every day you think that you have the political authority. You will go sit down in your cozy offices and then form decisions and then come just force it on their throats.
But we voted for them. We should trust them.
Sure. Senior.
We should trust them to fix things. We should try them to get things right. We seem to be hounding them. We seem to be on their neck so much.
Senior, it's
a conversation.
Every other day I say, people use trust. But to me here, trust is a product. The factors of trust are truth and consistency.
Okay.
That is how I see my life. Because once everybody is calling for trust, what they are calling is a product. And there should be factors. Because until you multiply honesty and consistency, there cannot be trust. In the past, what have this government said as against what have they done? Because it's as simple as ABC. Mr. Akufo-Addo was guzzling resources on private jets. People spoke against, so this man will not budge. Cut down on ministries, you will not cut. Cut down on ministers, you will not cut. Today you hear this SOE has been created, this SOE has been created. Let's be frank. Let's go get an independent person to assess the productivity of all these SOEs, and then you get to know that indeed they give nothing.
Okay.
They give no productivity to the country. A set of people are there drawing salaries and emoluments at the expense of the taxpayer. So senior, nobody caused it. It's Mr. Akufo-Addo and his family. They have caused it. They now have to be humble enough to first of all accept, and in accepting, let your attitude show it.
Do they have that spirit of humility to be humble?
That is senior, and that is what the problem is.
Okay.
That is what the problem is. You've seen one thing, because even the disposition of somebody maybe it may deceive you, but you may accept it. You come with that sort of docile disposition, and then in the way that you utter your words and your actions after your words, people agree that okay, I believe the government is telling us that we are in a austerity period, we should budge. But in this case, the sort of flamboyance and then opulence lifestyle that you are living, you are still living it, and then you want people to accept these conditions. They said no, because these pensioners, they are telling you that exempt us from the debt exchange program. We don't even want to hear that word, debt exchange, domestic debt exchange program. They don't want to hear it. Just exempt them. So senior, the finance ministry, whatever be it, the man we were told had the knowledge, he's educated enough, he had a capacity. So I believe that he must sit down outside the box and do everything humanly possible to exonerate or exculpate these people from that debt exchange program. But let me just land. You see one thing, like let me go back to my first statement. Just like what you were telling me, Mr. Akufo-Addo had an opportunity to have sacked Mr. Ofori-Atta when the 95 MPs revolted against him, because even if he's your family member, it's a fact, and you couldn't have sacked him. Once that your own party people thought about the bond MPP and the future elections and the message that you were going to tell Ghanaians, at least he could have stood on that to have let his cousin leave the office. But from all indications, he's telling us that there is nobody as competent as Ken Ofori-Atta to manage the finance ministry within the MPP, and so he will keep him there. A finance minister that this very day, the latest, I believe that inflation is over 54.5%. The currency of late has depreciated over 60%. Public debt over 575%. Even simple primary balance, not even a single year has this government been able to achieve. So see that you see one thing, almost everything that they are leading into a ditch. So literally, there are two options. It's either Mr. Ofori-Atta resigns or Mr. Akufo-Addo resigns.
Thank you very much, Joe Appenting of the NDC. Let me do this quick turn. Bright has been quiet, listening, jotting. He's got his answers, he's got his responses. We'll take a listen to him as well.
Hello, dear listener. We're coming to you from Searching His Word, a program of biblical teaching each Friday evening at 7 o'clock GMT and Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. GMT on your myultimatefm.com and at 106.9 FM. This is a Bible teaching program, and we come to you with joy in our hearts that we can share with you the Word of God. And especially we want to emphasize today the fact that the Lord is saving only outside the churches, and we want everyone to know about that because it is absolutely true. If you would like to learn more about this, please tune in each week, Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. and Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m.
Imagine that you've accomplished your largest goal in life. A hero's journey begins with a step. Setbacks are part of the journey. As positive environment turns toxic, as what you love doing transitions to what scares you, as your dreams, making it a reality, stresses you, doing your best to move from rags to riches. 2 hours of decluttering your being and marshalling your life. Your working under pressure will one day be with pleasure. Stay with me, NY Jojo Green, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and repeat on Sunday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. on Moments of Glory. Get inspired by some known and silent personalities who moved from rags to riches, from disadvantaged to advantage. Learn from their adventures, fused with some inspirational tunes. You can share your moments with us too via SMS and calls on 0246 721 818. Moments of Glory. Share your moments.
So Moment of Glory is going to be on your radio this Saturday between 10 a.m. and 12 midday. Make time for that and listen to Moment of Glory. It's very inspirational and it's thought-provoking as well. So the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has admitted that failure to secure a bailout with the International Monetary Fund by mid-March may ground Ghana's economy to a halt. This, he says, is because bondholders have resisted their inclusion in a domestic debt exchange program. That is the Finance Minister. Right.
Caesar.
Now who caused up?
Part of us caused that, and global crisis can equally not be taken out, also has led us to this particular point. But in all, we cannot take ourselves from it, whatever problem, that situation that we are going through. Caesar, before that, let me extend my greetings to our leaders in the country, more especially the Regional Directorate headed by the Regional Chairman, Mr. Anadem, the entire Regional Communication Directorate, and Mr. Ben K.D. Asante, the Ghana Gas CEO, and then our cherished listeners who have taken time listening to us this morning. Caesar, my brother Joe was so emotional about the fact that, or the word that I used on his brother. In fact, he used to call him my brother, Razak, right? He used to call him my brother. But the truth be told, The fact that Kennedy Japan said it doing some time ago, that you can be fighting people here and there, of which I never sat on the radio to defend his comment or his utterances. Everybody is having his own way that you are being raised. Personally, I don't get myself involved with where violence is. What the guy said, I repeat at any point in time, that is madness. There is no sense in the kind of utterances that he uttered before his people. More especially handling the youth group, that you and your branch youth has taken a decision. And what decision? The decision that we were able to take was that let's go and kill some people for power. And you expect me, what kind of word do you expect me to use for this one? This is so bad. Reckless statement. If there is any other word that I can use apart from madness, I will use it on this gentleman. It is not good. And this is not something that we should be praising it or finding the sweet words to smooth the words or something like that. See how he was handling the economy in line with the leaders who manage it. Yes, you are right to use any word on them, because apparently there were certain things they could have done that they didn't. And that has given the authority, sometimes even addressing some people without the names that you are tied to them. And you are free to do too. But somebody uttering this kind of violence out and you expect him to praise that person, this is madness, Caesar. And I think we should all learn something that we can do to betterment of our nation, but not things that will continue to be dragging this nation backwards. The gentleman should come back again. He should learn how to speak to youth. I mean, a youth leader have said this one. I will never go and stand anywhere and then preach violence to my people. That go and then pick mattresses and then some rules and then go and fight people all in the name of power. This is madness for the third time, Caesar. So to end that side, let me come to the substantive issue on board. The issue about debt exchange programs and in line with borrowing stuff and what happened. They had a time that the president did reckless borrowing, and former president can have something to show with the money that they borrowed and stuff. Somewhere or the other, I agree with him that some money could have been kept in our coffers. Perhaps we wouldn't have been where we are today. What are some of the money that we are talking about? Since also 2022, 7th April, on free SHS alone, the government spent about 5.3 billion. We could have saved this money without spending on our people, without spending on his nephew. We could have saved this money without saving this money on his vulnerable, maybe people that they were having. Some people that they cannot get money to afford this one. This 5.3 billion could have been saved. Caesar, we had a subsidy on the fertilizer. That one, let me even put it aside. Teachers' allowance, we pay 770 million Ghana cedis. As of 7th April 2022, we could have saved this money, Caesar. We shouldn't have spent this money on Ghanaian. We should have saved it, of which I know maybe may have a nephew or cousins benefiting from this money. We could have saved it. Go to nurses' allowance at 860 million Ghana cedis. Caesar, we could have done same. This money could have been kept at a proper place. Go to the banking sector. Caesar, we spent 25 billion Ghana cedis. Yes, indeed, we could have saved this money again. Allow the banks to collapse, just like we saw God dislike DKM, causing people's death. We saw it. I know somebody who was working at Arugo Asante. Went and put all his money at DKM. He ended up collapsing. He never woke up again. You know why? Because he went there for his money. He never had access to it. A lot of banks, you go there for your money, you will never get it. Why? They were in serious problem. And this problem we are talking about emanated from 2012. According to the report that they own hired a private auditor. For them, according to the report, the banking sectors as at that time, Caesar, they were in shambles. But you couldn't work about it. You couldn't do anything about it. You're talking about maybe you could have pumped some money into the banks and then they could have survived. You did that to Kobla Dofo Bank. You pumped over 9 billion Ghana cedis into his bank, yet his bank was insolvency. What is so more reckless than that way of spending money? But you see, we are having the power today. So any problem we are facing, everybody at all is right to allude whatever we are going through onto the government of the day. But sometimes when you have been in the hands and affairs before, we should be careful about how we speak to the good people of Ghana. Now you see this economy as something that you have never seen before. You manage us through 4 years doing so economy. What kind of reckless living that we couldn't go to under your leadership? People's business were collapsing here and there. Since you go to cold store to buy fish and you can hear a scent of mortuary. Why? Because people's items were destroying. It wasn't anything. It was just raising money to go and pay the Nigeria gas pipeline. Instead, you went into a merry deal to do some fraudulent deal, which cost us paying a huge sum of money to them every year. Yet you get opportunity, you sit on radio and you speak as if during your time. You manage everything well for us. Please, when we get the time, yes indeed there is a problem. We need to find a lasting solution to that problem. Very necessary. We can blame that one on the finance minister. You are rightful to do so. On the president, you are rightful to do so. But don't make things look as if during your time you manage everything properly. When did you have a balance of primary deficit during your time? Our finance reserve were very bad during your time. I don't want to talk about some of these things. Let us all admit, indeed, there is a problem ahead of us. Caesar, what is the way forward?
But that is
we need to find solution.
Ghanaians voted them out, and that is what you said you're going to do better.
The most annoying part, Caesar,
you said you're going to do better.
Exactly.
But are you doing better?
Caesar, we done better.
Now, at this particular point in time that we find ourselves, pensioners who are supposed to go and retire peacefully and gracefully are even fighting the government more or less because of their own money, their own investment they did, having at the back of their mind their livelihood, resting well. And as Joe says, Sikai Muja. So they will come at the government with emotions. But government says, hey, don't be emotional about these conversations.
Caesar, I'll definitely get there.
Okay.
Definitely, I'll get to that side. But you see, he did talk about a project that his government can show and the ours cannot have anything to boast of. If you care to know, they started the loan agreement for Pokiasi Interchange. They started it. In fact, the loan was not added to their debt stock, it was added to ours because the money came during our time. Is Pokiasi Interchange being completed or is not being done? Is it not a project that we can talk about it? How many interchanges were they able to construct in the government in 8 years? Since in 6 years we can boast of more than 8 interchanges in Ghana here. I can talk about Pokiasi Interchange, Temamoto Way Interchange, Obetebe Lamte, Tamale Interchange. In your own strong good, you could not even construct both for them not to talk about interchange. Since we have a lot that we can talk about, certain things that were not in this country. Now every district can boast of one ambulance. He did talk about one district, one factory. At one breath, yes, private sectors are the way to go. They are people who are helping us to increase our production. And at one end, one district, one factory, we can't even see somebody, we can't even hear of anything. Since if not for anything at all, at least I could use the still production during the production. They are still working. Are they not part of one district factory initiative? Were they not supported by the government and then now they are working? So what is it talking about that we have some district factories we talk about, yet we cannot hear anything out of it?
But there are some, with time. But there are some also not working, not existent, as the government says it is there. And this issue about the watermelon, it is something I've seen. Because when it was said,
the one?
Yes, people went there and they didn't see what was said was happening there.
At Wale?
Yes.
Oh, since they are processing. Since works is ongoing at Wale watermelon factory. Since works is ongoing, they are producing.
Interesting.
Since they are producing.
Interesting.
You remember Alaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, what do you call it? Was it the mother's funeral or something like that? Or the father?
Okay.
They had a program. We had the opportunity to be at Wale.
That was a mother.
That was a mother. Who were taken to tour there. We saw the standard of how the factory was moving. So it's not something that we've not seen it and we are talking out of this. And I think maybe those who are talking about it has not been there themselves and they need to take time and then go there. Since apart from that, there are so many factories that I can talk about.
Okay.
Vesta Oil. Since are they working just as far here? Are they working or they are not working? I want the one that at least we can have a full of it.
Oil, they've got 2 plants, one in Bosonche, I think one in Esresodeja. We've been to the 2 places, but there are challenges. We spoke to him.
But Caesar, they are working.
Yes, but there are challenges.
Caesar,
he's not working to full capacity.
There is no business without a challenge.
He's not working to full capacity. There are challenges.
Caesar, there is no business without a challenge.
Okay.
Trust me, ultimate of them may have their own challenge.
We've got our challenges.
That's the point.
So every business, we shouldn't look at it from that perspective.
That's the point. We all have a challenge.
Okay.
We all have a challenge. You understand that? But the bottom line of which I want to prove my brother Joe wrong is that a lot of factories are working in Ghana here under the One District, One Factory initiative. Time will not permit me to mention all of them. I have a lot of them here, region by region, district by district, that I can talk about. So if they are not able to boast on some of these things, we have a lot that we can talk about. I've just said about One District, One Factory policy. Some are working. We've talked about ambulances to district. Now every constituency can boast of at least one portable ambulance service. We can have other projects that we can talk about. But let's come to the debt exchange program. With the greatest of respect, indeed, money is something that nobody will play with it. Nobody will play with it. Yes, government will have a role to play in this particular situation we find ourselves in. The finance minister is not wrong for saying that if we are not able to put things in order to receive this money from IMF, we are going to be in serious crisis than what we are seeing today. And we don't need to play with it, Caesar. We can joke with this one. We can choose not to cooperate for us to make sure that the right thing is done. Caesar, we are all going to end up suffering.
But when
we are all going to end up suffering.
The Ghanaian says the government is using, let's cooperate. We are in this together. But they see the top not in this together. The flashy expenditure is still happening.
Caesar, just yesterday, the vice president and some government machinery were in Salaga.
Yeah.
Caesar, you saw the route that they took to that place.
A bus.
Caesar,
they abandoned their vehicles.
Is it not a means of trying to manage the system?
That is what happens. You remember the president, when conversation about his flight came, at one point in time, we saw him in a private passenger, I think passenger jet with virtually everybody.
Commercial flight.
Then after that happens, we understand. Hey, the man goes back to his private jet again. Is hiring.
Caesar, I think
it could be a flash in the pan like
Caesar,
that.
I think sometimes you also appreciate the fact that the journey of where you are embarking on will determine the kind of transportation that should take you there. Caesar, why in the first place was the former president, then the vice president, negotiating with the Egyptians about buying aircraft for the good people of Ghana, for that matter? Why was he doing that? Even though his president, his boss, was not in support with that one. Why was he doing that, Caesar?
Okay.
Why was he having that kind of negotiation? 4 different aircraft, for that matter, to be purchased into our country here. What people were going to use it?
Well, the president was going to use, the military was going to use it as well, because they go on some special journeys that they will need some of these flights. But here's the case. So where's our jet now?
Caesar,
when we're talking about our jet not fit for purpose, we understand other nations hired our jet and we're using. Liberia has been
Caesar, once again, it's not as if the president have not been using our jet.
Okay.
As I said, depending on where the man is traveling to.
Okay.
And having a private jets, even though you're telling yourself, during the wedding ceremony, didn't he hire a private jet? What was his motive?
He did.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
Even your wedding, just wedding ceremony, then as a member of parliament, you use a private jet. So why are we not using the same taxpayers' money to pay him? So some of these things is that we can have a lot of interpretation into it. Yes, indeed, the first gentleman of the land will be protected, and we will continue to protect him. We will not sit down for a president to die on the seat, just like it happens to us some days ago or some years past. All because people were not able to protect him, or because the vice president cannot see into the health of the president then. So even certain things that we needed to be protecting him from, we were just leaving to go within that target, because even when it's not there, I will occupy the seat. Okay. We will not sit down. We will protect the president at all means. So we need to do things right. Yes, I agree with that one. We need to cut down the expenditure the government has done. That if you compare that out of 2021, 2022 to 2023, Caesar, you can see the difference. The budget is not the same, of the expenditure is not the same.
But in all of this, sorry to bring it in, a leading member of your party believes you are having challenges with the economic situation that is happening. It is making things difficult for you, and it's even going to hinder your 2024 elections. I'm bringing this in because it is connected in a way, and it's about the economy.
Should I continue with his points, or
it still fits in there as a jigsaw, more like it? But I'll give you time to respond. Some 5 minutes. I'll give Joe same time.
To those issues. That's okay, Caesar. Nobody is saying that we are not in difficult times. Nobody, not even the president, nor the vice president. We believe we are in difficult times.
Okay.
In fact, we are in crisis. Just like other global countries, around us are all doing the same thing, all having the same kind of headache. that the economy is not working well with them as we want it to be.
Okay.
See that we've heard about a lot of countries. Even some are embarking on this debt restructuring exercise in their countries. Some of the developed countries that we can boast of are embarking on this particular exercise we are doing here in our country. So it tells us that indeed we are in difficult times. It is not so easy living in this kind of economy that we find ourselves in. But Caesar, if we are in this situation, yet people still have an interest to be a leader, there might be a reason. You see, the reason why sometimes we do bring in the comparison of former President's administration. Yes, we voted him out when he was not performing, but this is the same person who want to come back again. What has changed? Nothing has changed about him. He went to the UK. We were being put before simple question. Now we've heard that you want to come back. When you come back, what are you bringing on board new to manage the affairs of our country? Since I heard him, was he able to talk about just one policy? No. Rather doing everything about IMF. During my time, he went to IMF because of this. Now this government also went to IMF because of this. He was not able to talk about single policy. We won't sit down for the good people of Ghana to become confused about this particular man personality again. So that is why sometimes we bring him in. Now talking about Chief Alan. Chief Alan wants to be the flag bearer of our party. And Chief Alan is telling us that it's going to be difficult for him if he becomes the flag bearer to put manifesto together to manage the affairs of our nation. Then what is he vying for that position in the first place?
He's not talking for the bigger picture of MPP.
The bigger picture is that we are all aware about the crisis we are in.
Okay.
Including himself.
Okay.
Yet you want the delegate to vote for you.
Yeah.
To give you the mandate. To lead our party. In fact, the nation at large. Then what are you bringing on board? See that the situation we find ourselves in, there are some utterances. We do not expect it from some of our leaders.
Okay.
People who have served in the hands of our first or government before. Once again, you all admit the situation we are in. We are in hardship. The finance minister has said it before. The president has said it. The vice president. In fact, a lot of people are talking about this. And it's not as if they are talking out of vacuum. We are saying this because that is the situation we found ourselves in. But it's not stopping you. You still want to contest to become a flag bearer of the party. And as a leader of the party, you join your team, you put together manifesto for us to march forward the nation.
Okay.
And you are saying that it's going to be difficult for you when you get the nod to become the flag bearer. Then Caesar, why is he vying for that position in the first place? We want somebody who can still, regardless of the hardship we find ourselves in, put together certain things that can help us to rule this nation to the better land. But not in a way that the situation that we find ourselves in should be an obstacle to that person together joining the hands of the forces for us to put up better messages that will help us build this nation.
Okay.
So Chief Alan, I think he can do better more than this. He should come back again. To me, I disagree with his comment, even though his own personal opinion. Yes, indeed, as I said, everybody is aware about the situation that we find ourselves in. And that is why a leader, you need to have a forecast. As a leader, you need to know what you can do better to change the situation we find ourselves in. We are expecting to come out with some of these kind of policies, but not certain things that for people to believe that indeed, when even you are giving the nod, you can't do anything with it. To me, I think it's below bet, and Chief Alan should do something about his messages that he's going to use to canvass for vote. If for any reason for him, to emerge as the next flag bearer of our country. But to conclude with everything, please, the finance minister, he's having a lot of tax to play. If indeed you want to continue to be in that office.
Do you have that confidence in him?
Caesar, this issue about confidence. I've made my point and my position on the finance minister.
Yeah.
Trust me, he has done the best that he can. From 2017 to date, he has done the best that he can. But I believe, sometimes listen to the people, the plea of the people.
Okay.
What are they saying? They are saying up to this particular time, we can't see any effort from your end again. Give us a break. Let somebody manage the office and let's see if there could be a turnaround. I don't see this one to be a wrong message that they are passing to him. He can be humble enough to listen to them for us to see.
Okay.
Probably another hand may do better than what we are seeing today. So either back up, do something better than what we want to see, or just step aside for somebody to come and continue.
Joe,
Senior,
let me give 5 minutes.
Okay,
I should be getting out of the studio for the next program.
Okay, Senior, I think it's a very difficult period for the MPP communicators to communicate, and my brother.
Oh really?
Oh sure.
Oh, but he just ended for you to come in.
I think my brother came here waffling, and you see, let me be frank with my bro. You see, Senior, right? When we are here, we should be honest to the facts and the situation. What Mr. Lancha Martin said is the bitter truth when told will heal, but it's difficult to consume. I leave it to that. He has been a cabinet minister for 6 good years, and then he appreciates the true stance of the economy more than any of us here, because he was once upon a time in the saddle, and he knows what was happening. You see, Senior, let Senior Bright let him know that process the free SHS. We've never borrowed to cater for free SHS. Please, it's from the petroleum revenue. That is what we are told. It's not borrowing. Almost a single person that has been no, Senior. You were trying.
He said we could have saved.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, I'm coming. But Senior, we could have saved for what? You told us that you were going to use that revenue from petroleum to cater for free SHS. So we could have saved for what? So you mean to tell me that because of things happening in Ghana, the government shouldn't spend 1 person on any project? No, we're not saying that. All what we are saying is that the government could have been frugal in its expenditure.
Okay.
Because in fact, let's be frank here, go down and draw the budget for the free SHS and see the number of the amount that is going into private pockets. We know that they inflate all these costs. It's a fact. There is massive corruption there. Thank you very much. If not for anything, Manasseh has helped us in the placement and this whole matter. And then the amount of money that people are taking from poor Ghanaians so as to place their awards into better schools. You see, Senior, he told something about the allowance that they are being paid. Another big lie. We all know that the nurses and the teacher training allowances, they are in huge debt. That they have backlog of months that they didn't pay.
How many months?
Oh, Senior, I can't sit here and then say it, but for sure, let's be honest.
And how many years have you
You've never been able to pay almost all the 12 months within a year. Almost every other.
Been paid?
For that I can't show. For that I can't show. No, you've seen. For that, I should be precise. But the fact is, as up to this land, you see all the students that you are.
I'm not saying we are not paying them.
You've not been able to pay. But see here, you talked about the bank. Let me tell you, the technocrats and the experts within the banking field told us that Ken of Oyata could have used $9 billion to at least to restructure the bank, not even to collapse it. But we are here. He was talking about Unibank and then mentioning names. You see here. You invest $25 billion, 25 billion cities in collapse of a bank, and then you are here singing praises for that.
In your bank.
Because you see, I don't believe that you have to. This year, you shouldn't even talk about it. Okay. Because the fact that you do it, never. The experts have told us you could have used more lesser to restructure, not even to collapse. You invest $25 billion to collapse banks, and then you are already passionate about it. Syria, oh please, Syria Bright, when you were talking, I was very quiet. To me, I don't do that. Rosophil, please, I don't interject. And then, he said something about married you. You've seen another big lie. Let me tell you point blank. When he came, Philip Addison, even if you don't know him, he was a lead counsel.
Hey, where is he now?
Thank you. 2013 petition. There was a committee that Mr. Philip Addison flew at the expense of the state, the states to Qatar.
But they paid for their hotel.
Thank you very much, Senior. They flew at the expense of the state because the government, he chaired the committee. They went there. They didn't even establish a center of allegation against what you people said. Alhaji Bawumia, as usual, when he went to UCC, said that the government has been paying excess amount of 17 billion cedis. Mr. Foyata came to Parliament. Alasan Suhini, Honorable, NDC member of Parliament for Tamale North. He asked the question, what is the amount of money that the Finance Ministry has authorized to be paid to the IPPs? Okay. What is the independent power producers? He told us $937 million. They were Ameri, Car Power, and Sen Power. It wasn't even up to the $17 billion that Alhaji Bawumia stood on the platform to go parrot and lie about. You know what he said? In his list, he had a Stratcom. Stratcom is a company that is related to these Akufados that they supply fuel to the IPPs. A company supplies fuel to the IPP. For sure, an IPP company, Goyle, I know you give money to Goyle and then you now tag Goyle, an oil marketing company, as an IPP. So, Senior, please. You are not paying any extra amount to any IPP. The amount that you are paying, they are electricity, they are whatever that they produce, then you are lifting to distribute.
We are not paying money.
Let me pay anything. Please don't distract me. When you sit on radio and you commit to tokenism and sloganeering, I always advise my people, Ekunfi juice, perfect. So what is the impact on your economy? Consider a tree about gas that John Mahama built. That indeed today is able to save us almost 50% of LPG domestic needs. It caters for us. So with over $400 million, even right now the currency, the dollar is depreciating, the $500 million that you could have repatriated outside to go import LPG, you don't do it. That it has saved you. Consider that to a conflict juice as against the substitutes on the market. I tell you, even as like somebody who regularly drinks food use, many of them don't even know the conflict juice. What is the impact in that sector? That's the most important thing. It's not about I've done that.
Thank you very much, Joa Pinting of the NDC. Thank you very much, Brian Jampong of the NPP. My name is Julius. Anadem. We can continue.